Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, this is a big one, a very big one. So get your tea, get your popcorn, get your wine, get whatever it is that you use to relax as you listen and watch videos, because this is a big one. So in Yoruba land, we say Gambari pa Fulani. So in this case, it's a literal translation of this narrative that I'm about to bring you. So guys, I bring you this: Ganduje dethrones Emir Sanusi. So that's the headline. So already you can see why I started the video in that manner. A very big story. Ganduje, that is the governor of Kano State, dethrones Emir Sanusi. So now let's see what B is in the bonnet of the dollar-loving governor of Kano State. The Kano State government has dethroned the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi. This was announced by Salihu Tanko Yakasai, the special advisor to Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, on media. The secretary to the Kano State government, Usman Alhaji, also made the announcement on Monday afternoon. Mr. Tanko Yakasai said the Kano State Executive Council unanimously approved the dethronement of Sanusi. So that's the breaking story. And by the way, there's a video clip of this assembly as they announced dates, the Kano State Assembly. Actually, I'll play that video here now so you can see and hear them yourself.
This is a press release by the Kano State Executive Council, and I read. The Kano State Executive Council, under the chairmanship of His Excellency the Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, has unanimously approved the immediate removal, dethronement of the Emir of Kano Emirate, Mohammed Sanusi II. The Emir of Kano is in total disrespect lawful instructions from the office of the state governor and other local authorities, including his persistent refusal to attend official meetings and programs organized by the government without any lawful justification, which amounts to total insubordination. It is on record, and in so many instances, Mohammed Sanusi II has been found breaching Part 3, Section 13A to E of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019, and which, if left unchecked, will destroy the good and established image of Kano State Emirate. This removal is made after due consultations with relevant stakeholders and in compliance with Part 3, Section 13 of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019 and other reasons stated above. The removal was reached in order to safeguard the sanctity, culture, tradition, religion, and the prestige of the Kano Emirate, built over 1,000 years. His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR.
So that was the Kano State Assembly announcing the dethronement of Emir Sanusi. So now, what reasons could there be for this? So let's go on to the next piece. This is the next piece on this big story. So big story, actually, this one starts with big story: Emir Sanusi II dethroned over disrespect to Ganduje lawful authorities, says Kano government. So that's the reason, or those are the reasons that they are adducing for making this big a move. So again, the headline, what justifies in their mind what they have done. The headline: Emir Sanusi II dethroned over disrespect to Ganduje lawful authorities, says Kano government. So now let's now see what more meat we can add to the bones of this story. The Kano state government has on Monday dethroned the embattled Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, over what it described as disrespect to lawful instructions from Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State and other lawful authorities. The dethronement of the Emir followed the decision of the State Council Executive Meeting presided over by the Governor Abdullahi Ganduje on Monday. The secretary to the state government, Alhaji Usman Alaji, made the announcement on behalf of the government whilst briefing newsmen shortly after the special council meeting. Alhaji said the monarch was in total disrespect to lawful instructions from the office of the governor, Ganduje, and other lawful authorities, hence his immediate dethronement. Alhaji also said a new emir will soon be appointed. According to him, the Kano State Executive Council, under the chairmanship of the incumbent governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has unanimously approved the immediate removal/dethronement of Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammadu Sanusi II. The Emir of Kano is in total disrespect to lawful instructions from the office of the state governor and other lawful authorities, including his persistent refusal to attend official meetings and programs organized by the government without any justification, which amount to total insubordination. It is on record, and so many instances, Malam Muhammadu Sanusi II has been found breaching Part 3, Section 13 A to E of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019, and which, if left unchecked, will destroy the good and established image of the Kano Emirate. This removal is made after due consultation with relevant stakeholders and in compliance with Part 3, Section 13 of the Kano State Emirate Law and other reasons stated above. The removal is reached in order to safeguard the sanctity, culture, tradition, religion, and prestige of the Kano Emirate, built over 1,000 years. His Excellency Dr. Ganduje calls on the general public to remain calm, law-abiding, and to go about their normal businesses whilst a new Emir of Kano Emirate will soon be appointed, the SSG Alhaji said. So now this is now the state of play now in Kano State. It's just a beggar's belief. So I started off with Gambari Pafula de Collegiano. So these two men, really, I'm not the biggest fan of either of them. I'm lesser of a fan of Ganduje, of course, because he is just a criminal. We saw him pocketing dollars. We all saw that viral video of him pocketing dollars. And then Malam Buhari then told us that it's Photoshop, and they buried this there. So this is a guy known to being prone to bribery and corruption. But then, of course, there's nobody more prone to bribery and corruption than Sanusi himself. If you know what this guy got up to in the CBN, the central bank, when he was the governor, your eyes will pop. So these are two Barawo elements. But of course, if you had to make a choice between Ganduje and Sanusi, you would really weigh on the side of Sanusi, because Sanusi is more erudite, is more urbane, is more civilized, is better presented, and is very cultured and well groomed. And Ganduje, of course, you can just see some crass guy. He might well be a PhD. I don't even know what his doctorate is. I have to go check that. So whatever level of understanding or education he has, and if he does have a PhD, then you have to concede that he is educated. But being educated is one thing, being cultured and learned is another thing, because people think being learned is being book learned, but being learned is being being refined, being well read, having a broad understanding of life, a broad-based knowledge, which then gives you a broader understanding of life. So not some parochial thing. So you can have his PhD from Ahmadu Bello University or whatever, where they just hand out certificates like confetti. So you don't really know, but the quality of our Sanusi you do know, because he presents frequently within the public space. So we know his pedigree. So power past power is really what we're seeing playing out now. Before, in the days of you would be of the thought that a king has dominion over everything that he surveys, and the Emir of Kano, being the king of that region, should have dominion over everything that he surveys. But really, power past power. So the power now of a governor, a fleeting person within that geographical space, because it was Kwakwanso before him and it will be another person after him, unless they change the Nigerian constitution for him. It cannot go past 2023, this Ganduje guy. But Sanusi, of course, should have been on that throne till he draws his last breath on earth. In France, they say vive la différence. That is forever, the difference. That is where you mark that difference between a king who is evergreen and for life, and a politician who is fleeting, depending on his tenure. So now the power, though, that's now been vested in these governors, because we've seen this happen in Oyo State as well. Maybe not to the level of Ganduje, but we've seen Oyo State governor, not this one, because this Sheyi Makinde is quite a civilized guy, but the other one, that one that acts like you know, that one, the one from Fuji Reggae type of guy, you know, he was going around bullying all these obas and kings, and the oba of the Alaafin of Oyo will actually come and meet this guy in his office, rather than him going to meet the Alaafin of Oyo in his palace. So the Nigerian constitution has now vested so much power in the hands of these people, and the quality of persons now that are holding these powers being vested is reflected now in the character of somebody like the dollar-loving governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje. Conversations in the comment section. The Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, has been dethroned by the bribe-taking, dollar-loving governor of Kano State. This is a microcosm that speaks to the malaise that affects and inflicts that country. This is really this is a synopsis, a micro capture of the whole example of what is Nigeria, where an element like Ganduje will be able to dethrone a person like Sanusi. This is in Nigeria, and this is what goes on. Imagine Boris Johnson going to the palace, to Buckingham Palace, to say, okay, Queen, you did not phone me this morning to say good morning, therefore you are no longer Queen. Can you imagine that? Imagine the emperor in Japan. Imagine the Saudi. That is why we will forever be in the sort of situation we're in that country, in Nigeria, and really the whole of the African region, especially the western part of that continent as well. Powers are often vested in the wrong hands, and the people whose hands these powers are vested are not fit for purpose. This is what we saw in Kano, and this is the whole example of the whole Nigerian state, right from the president to your local councillor. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.